Hello, YouTube. Mark King here, and here's a story that I've touched upon a couple of days ago, and it's virus racism. Chinese city bans black people from hotels, apartments, and restaurants. Okay, all right. So it's been like 2 or 3 days since I talked about this, and the media, the leftist media especially, they've been pretty silent. At least that's what I've seen on like social media. I don't watch TV, so I could be completely wrong like about that. But I find TV it's a bit heavy-handed. So funny. I used to love TV back in the '90s, you know, and I loved all the shows. And the shows actually promoting the proper things that actually make you succeed in life. Like marriage, kids, dating properly, and things like that. Today's TV is just like sometimes I just take a little peek on people who review things, and like I just love this show called Roswell, right? Love it. The new one, it's like it's full of like gay characters, and it's like I think a couple of weeks ago I saw a clip where it's like they imply that somebody wants to sleep with their half sister, and it just wants to make me throw up in my mouth. Like goodness. But again, it's about social engineering at this point. Anyway, this is about African residents of Guangzhou, southern China, reportedly found in some sleeping in the streets a week after as renters arbitrarily evicted them. Hotels banned them, and restaurants refused to serve. Okay, so essentially, the Chinese government are trying to find scapegoats, right? So I think like last year they blamed America, call America is racist against the blacks or some stuff like that. And of course the media is, oh, yes, 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 true, yeah, way to go, China, yes, China. And China is their master, right? This is why people should reject almost everything the media tells them, and it's like you gotta know how to reject it. Sometimes you just, if they're all saying something in unison and agreeing with the government, is probably the wrong thing. So be very wary of the government. This is why I kind of support Trump. It's like if the media hates this guy, he has to be a pretty good guy. Same thing with in the UK with Boris Johnson. They hate Boris Johnson. He's probably a pretty okay guy. And same thing with Brazil. Jair Bolsonaro. Okay, dude, we can have a beer together. The media hates him. Perfect. So that's one of the things I figured out. Like, look, the media's lying. If the media's saying somebody's a bad guy, he's probably a really good guy deep down. So anyway, that's what communists do best. And look, we all have our little problems with the black community. Like I said, I grew up in like a black community, and it's just, man, oh man, they were vicious towards me. I've never, and I was very kind. Okay, I was like one of those really quiet people, and just looking for no trouble. I just want to go to school, do my work, and just leave. And it's a different culture. They're vastly more violent. They tend to. One of the things I learned now is like they tend to mature less fast than everybody else. So basically, even though like blacks, they tend to like the physically they mature, the mentally they're about 1 to 2 years behind everybody else in terms of mental development, while the bodies are 1 to 2 years ahead of everybody else. So it's like you're looking like basically a 4 year gap in terms of emotional development. Maybe probably really a two year gap in reality, but it still doesn't explain into it. Anyway, the Chinese government has turned against the Africans essentially and blaming them. So because they're trying to find a scapegoat for the virus. Yeah, the Communist Party responsible for 95% of the worldwide virus cases. Yeah, I think a couple of days ago, last week, they tried to blame Europe, like American media, sorry, was trying to blame Europeans, European strains, for the American what's going on in America. It was some social justice feminist woman. So I always question their data. I should maybe I'll do a story with it and look at the data properly. It's been a while since I used to do a lot of like survey data and observe things, but no, it's good. It's a good. We have the opportunity to refresh things. Anyway, so in this article, let's see, I've been sleeping on the bridge for 4 days with no food to eat. I cannot buy food anywhere. No shops or restaurants will serve me. Tony Matthias, an Ugandan student, told agency France Press in an article published Saturday. We're like beggars on the street. It's really sad, because they're probably like a lot of good people. As much flack as black people do deserve, there are a lot of good, hardworking men out there who deserve better. And again, a lot of things happen. Again, things that happen in black community, it happens there first and then goes awkward. So while people might be celebrating certain things, always be aware what's happening there will go awkward. Like originally, what happened in the Black House, so the woman became in charge, and then everything just plummeted. It's happening to white America, and it will happen. Just look what's going on. It will happen. Be very afraid. Now again, the governments specifically target females, right? They specifically target females, and then the men cannot form relationships with the females because the females already have relationships with the government because the moms had relationships with the government. So be very careful, and like. Anyway, let's continue, right? Kenyan newspapers have also noted that Chinese social media, heavily controlled by the Chinese Communist Party and purged of any content Beijing disagrees with, have become home to a torrent of abuse online, with many Chinese internet users posting racist comments calling for Africans to be deported. And it's, yeah. Reuters reported on Saturday that a group of African ambassadors in China issued a letter to the Communist Party, the top diplomat Wang Yi, demanding Beijing stop stigmatizing and discriminating against Africans in Guangzhou. So it's again, the media has it covered, but again, the media won't, because essentially, right, when you have two groups like identity politics, right, they don't clash with each other. The media makes sure they don't write stories that disparages both groups at the same time. So like instead of like instead of woman getting let's just say undressed by a certain race of people, the media would just simply blame all men. It's just it's dastardly. It's evil and dastardly by the media to basically blame more all men for just what it seems to be like a race specific thing. Also, that's it's just, again, it never gets solved if people don't talk about it. It never will get solved. Anyway, many African governments and represent nations sending businessmen and other cities to Guangzhou. A port with nearly 15 million, wow, joined China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), and the Communist Party plan to dominate the world's most important shipping transportation ports. China offers predatory loans to African leaders in exchange for building. Again, the African leaders betray the citizens. That's also a problem. If like people talk about slavery, well, he was sold by your own leadership. It's I hate when people demonize slavery because it was a worldwide thing, and the part that what upsets is like they call these people in the past evil, and you don't know what you do currently they'll consider evil. Like you eating meat, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, it'll be considered evil. They'll mark you evil. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting what these people do. And again, and the media is all a part of it, and that's the thing that's really disgusting and just maniacal, for lack of a better word, it's maniacal. Anyway, it's interesting read by Breitbart. I didn't give credit to the writer. It's Francis Martel. Anyway, let's see, anything we could take away here. Kenya's Daily Nation, which exposed several racial incidents tied to the Belt and Road, published an editorial site accusing China of treachery for police-mandated racism in Guangzhou. Kenya and the rest of China feel deeply betrayed, Kenya and Africa feel deeply betrayed by China. The editorial read, Africans are subjugated online to abuse, bullying, and negatively profiled, and they call to be deported. These are the height of treachery. Let alone international protocols, it is racist and objectionable. Again, and I mean, if I choose between Africans and the communists, I'll choose the Africans, But it's just, now I do worry about, again, the American media has betrayed everybody, right? They at least from what I've seen, they have not reported this one iota. They've been dead silent. Instead, they've been huffing and puffing, Orange Man bad and Males bad, and blame Trump and China's innocent. So these guys are all disgusting, and I'd like to see eventually they'll probably really report after a lot of pressure at some point, but probably like a month from now. That's my prediction, a month from now. But anyway, it's a good read. I'll post the article in the description. Usual share, save, subscribe, and do what's right. Social distance. Don't give the government any more ideas. To extend the protocols longer and longer and longer, and so on and so forth. If everybody just falls in line and just sometimes you just have to bite the bullet early on, just to don't give them any ammunition again to do anything that they shouldn't. All right, guys. I hope you liked. Please share, save, subscribe. The usual story. Thumbs up. Bye.